Commander, it's finally happened. President Russo has pulled rank on Kane. We're to establish Daedalus as Colonial HQ in Helios Alpha under his supervision. He's meeting us at Tauron to personally sign off on the operational change.
That is a terrible idea. Who advised him on this?
More importantly, when does he get there?
He's already left Libran with a combination fleet of Leonid and Erelin escorts. We're to sweep and prepare the LZ at Tauron and receive the President immediately upon arrival.
We have to make him reconsider. I can be on a Raptor in 4 minutes. I'll reason with him.
We serve at the pleasure of the Quorum. If the Commander-in-Chief wants to oversee operations from Daedalus, we will comply, no matter how ill-advised their decisions may be.
Fleet group is jumping in 3, 2, 1. Jump complete. Sila marks are present at the LZ. No sign yet of Quorum 1.
Commander, clean out the Cylon force as efficiently as you can. I don't want the President jumping into a hostile situation, but let's avoid needless casualties as well.
Are we just a Dratus blip to them as well? Escort Priority 1 still online.
Hostile unit identified.
We're taking sustained fire! Firing solution is online.
Missiles incoming! Friendly marks are on the board. Quorum 1 is active and responding. They're projected to intercept and board Daedalus in 4 minutes.
This is ridiculous! There's no need for Russo to risk coming out here himself.
I mean, that's a pretty decent escort he's got with him. It'd take a good chunk of Cylons to bother them, even out here on the battlefront.
It's theatrics. Give him the occasion and he becomes a man of big gestures. What better way to bring his fleet to heel than to tell it to sit and wait for his arrival?
A Battlestar is being hacked. Civilian ship is being attacked. Friendly unit is down. The escort has just opened fire on Quorum 1.
What the frack?
We've been set up.
Tell all units to engage the escort fleet as hostile.
Admiral, just wait a moment. We can't see the whole picture yet. Those are still Allied colony ships.
They just killed the President. What else do we do? Jump away?
No. If we are going to be framed, that would only further fuel the accusations against us. We stay and fight on both fronts. More if we have to. We are still colonial fleet.
Target acquisition is screwed. Give me manual controls now.
Target is 34 by 99.
Optimizing fire.
We're gonna hammer the frackers till they can't get back up.
Solution updated.
Sir, there's a flash broadcast on public emergency channels. It sounds like a pre-recorded press conference.
Put it on speaker.
And we have reached an accord with Cylon Command. The Cobalt Alliance agrees to the ceasefire terms, effective immediately. This decision was not made lightly. We continue to pray for peace, for an end to the hostilities that plague our sisters and brothers in Helios Alpha.
Frackers. Backstabbing frackers.
They took the deal. They undercut us and took the fracking deal.
Target acquisition maintained.
Jupiter is taking damage.
Plating breach. We're taking damage in hull sectors 1 through 12. Keep your targets locked and watch for clearance. Escort clearance zone intact. Priority 1 is in safe hands.
Subsystem repairs are complete.
Bingo fuel.
All marks are down. We're done, alone. I mean, there's only friendlies on the board.
Lena, it's okay. Come on, we've still got work to do. Get some raptors together to go sweep whatever's left of Quorum 1. If we want to figure out what the frack's going on, we're gonna need every scrap of information we can find.
Right. Yeah, right, that makes sense. Kane will have a plan. She'll know what to do next.
She'll come up with something. Her and Sarkis. They'll figure it out.
Yes, the Cobalt Alliance has ratified the ceasefire with Cylon Command. The peoples of Helios Gamma, Delta, and Beta will see no more violence from today. This is our opportunity to create a long-lasting peace for all the people of Cyranus.
There's no way that conniving Dagger worked all this out by herself. How do you know this Cylon hasn't been in on it all along? That's the only way they could have done a black op of this scale so quickly.
I was not involved, Praetor, and it was not quick. Do you know how long it takes for a broadcast transmission to reach Helios Alpha from Canceron?
Of course I don't.
1,413 hours, assuming perihelion and relays are set to zero loss throughput.
Indeed. Admittedly, that is too long for Minister Winutu to maintain operational security from data loss. A more viable minimum delta of 48 hours is possible using a relay just outside of Helios Alpha.
What's your point, Clothos?
Colonial Fleet's betrayal was architected well before President Russo had left Libran.
So, what do we do now?
Our moral duty, Lieutenant. It seems No. It is evident I had forgotten that. Colonial Fleet was created to protect our people. That hasn't changed. We fight for those the Cobalt Alliance has left behind. This is a war we can no longer win. Maybe we never were going to win, but we can still help those who can't defend themselves. And in doing so, we leave a fire to guide anyone who follows after us.
It's started, Commander. Lachesis is rerouting all of its forces to Helios Alpha. PyCon is already at breaking point, and Geminon was ready to roll over the moment Winutu signed the treaty. The Cylons are using Geminon as a staging ground to strike at Caprica. They've got orbital nukes to clear any fortification the army makes, and shock troops to smash through whatever's left over. Kane wants us to intercept the strikes on Caprica City, the largest population risk on the planet. Both her and Sarkis are coordinating with ground forces to mount the evacuation plan. Hopefully we can keep the city together long enough for the civilians to get out. Sam and Admiral Sarkis have already transferred to Galactica. They both wanted to be on the front line for this. Between you and me, it makes sense to keep Sarkis and Kane separated. In case of a decapitation strike, I mean. Kane is trying to fix this situation, Commander. She's got our people's best interests at heart. We're in the right place, even if it might not feel like it. Fleet group is jumping in 3, 2, 1. Jump complete. Cylon units across the board. It looks like they've only just started to hit Caprica City.
Commander, stop those nukes from reaching atmosphere. The people down there are relying on us. We won't forsake them now.
Are we just a Dratus blip to them as well?
Fire control is warmed up and preparing solutions.
Fighter squadron is taking fire.
Get him, get him, get him! Intercepting.
Dratus contact. More hostile marks on the board.
They'll try to spread us so thin that we can't cover all of their angles. We'll need to contain them as best we can.
Reloading.
Straight!
Admiral Kane, I have a call coming in from Vergon OBC. They're requesting a private audience.
Put him on speaker. Whatever he has to say, you can all hear it.
Lucinda, it was not supposed to happen like this. You have to understand, I never intended for them to go this far without you.
You should have told me. You've sacrificed 1/3 of the colonies. And for what? A fleeting moment of insecurity?
It is 1 year that can be used to negotiate a lasting peace. We tried our best to make Colonial Fleet work. But you can't be blamed for the weakness of others.
The weakness of others. Fitting that's the last thing I should hear from you. Cut the call, Lieutenant. This traitor has taken enough of our time.
Switching gun to manual.
Take fire. Come on.
I've got 4-3 lower 7. Targeting. Go! Adjusting shot by .16. Fire!
IFF confirms unit is hostile. More contacts. Commander, this isn't going to be the last either. The signal patterns are the same as every other mass troop movement we've seen.
Firing on target.
Target is 62 by 99.
Sir, more Dratus contacts. I'm also receiving lots of civilian requests for evacuation coordinates. They want to jump out of the system, but the Cylons are taking down the local Idris networks. None of the civilian jump computers can handle the calculations by themselves.
We can make the calculations, though, correct?
It'll take time. I'll need help from somewhere. Like Clothos.
Bring it up here and plot a course for Kokolas. Broadcast the jump coordinates on an open channel as soon as you have them and have the fleet prepared to jump directly after.
But the Cylons will also know where they're all headed.
So we'll need to make sure that we are already there waiting for them. We can't do much more for Caprica City now, but we can at least ensure anyone who is already off-planet can make it to the treaty systems. Spool our FTL drives and prepare for jump.
Drive spooled. On your mark, Captain.
Frack, why is this taking so long?
Lieutenant, we can use my host's processing power to filter out the non-essential orbit calculations. It will, however, require a direct interface with your jump computer.
Yeah, that is not going to happen.
How many civilians do you estimate can be evacuated from Caprica with your broadcast?
I don't know. Assuming the embassy checkpoints and orbital stations haven't already been evacuated, depends on the amount of air traffic already out, whether anyone will enforce launch restrictions.
Just give me a number, Lieutenant.
Rough estimate, 200,000.
Do it. Give Klothos access to whatever it needs. Better that we save 200,000 than all wait here to die.
Nothing but the ring.
Calculation complete, with 98.72% correctional bias.
Broadcasting coordinates now. Stragglers are almost done spooling. Prepare for jump in 20.
We're gonna hammer the fractors so they can't get back up.
Target acquisition is screwed. Give me manual controls now.
Set secondary battery. Full attack mode. Fire at will.
Jump in 12. 11.
Lena, we've got a problem over here. We can't come with you.
9. 8. What? Galactica, repeat. I didn't hear that right.
You heard properly. We've got problems with our FTL computer. I think the Cylons have got into it somehow, and Tech can't flush them out. We can't make the jump.
No. Sam, fix it. You have to come with us. We can wait.
I'm sorry, Lena. You need to go. We'll catch up.
Jumping in 4, 3.
Sam, don't leave me again!
I love you.
Jumping fleet.
Nuke, incoming!
Alert squadron to keep 42 by 30, free for flash projection.
The broadcast of the evacuation coordinates was not subtle. Cylon Command will already be aware of our plan.
You can't leave Galactica back there. They'll die if we don't...
They're soldiers, Lieutenant, and they will do what they must. Our priority is the safety of the civilians we've promised to protect. Klothos, will Lachesis continue to pursue any civilians outside of Helios Alpha?
I do not know. It would not match their mandate, but then neither does politicking for a partial ceasefire. My risk analysis models are uncertain.
It would be a massacre without us.
I won't risk their safety. We will stay and protect the refugees that come to Kokolos. After that, we'll see Daedalus to safety. I expect Lachesis will continue to hunt us after this.
So, we run to Ragnar, farther away from Caprica. We'll find out firsthand what the interference from the storm clouds will do to Klothos.
Do not worry about me, Lieutenant. I have already made preparations in the event that we have to traverse the storms of the gas giant Ragnar. The objective is sound, Admiral.
Good. Prepare coordinates to Scorpia for the refugees and then plot our jump to Ragnar. We go as soon as we've seen the last civilians safely from Kokolos.
Clock just hit 20 minutes. Still no colonial transponders or Cylon marks in the LZ. The coordinates to Scorpia are ready. They'd better not turn anyone around after this.
Scorpion Border Control have promised they'll process all Alpha refugee ships fairly. It's the best we can offer them right now. Make sure any civilians that hit the LZ are spooling immediately after they land. This plan only works if we can minimize their exposure.
New colonial transponders. They have the full evac plan and are spooling their drive. If every ship scatters like this, we're gonna struggle to cover them all.
How long should we expect before Cylon forces arrive?
They will not be far behind. Although we are not part of Lachesis' mandate, we are the largest threat to it.
What is its purpose? Why is it doing this?
Settlement. The colonization of God's land for the Cylon people.
Will it stop at just Helios Alpha?
That is unlikely.
All the more reason to regroup at Ragnar as soon as we can.
They're here! Hostiles on the board, all marked Cylon.
Protect the civilian ships. We don't leave until every transport is clear or every Cylon is dead.
Not today, Tin Can.
Go, go, go! Drive spooled. On your mark, Captain.
I don't care where we go, jump us now!
Sir, another wave of hostile contacts on Dratus.
Keep that black wall up! Right! I'm winged!
Tin Can on my tail! Take it down! Take it down!
I'm inbound, on your port. 6 by 10.
We've been through worse. Not today, Fracker. Not today.
I'm hit! I'm hit! I'm hit! Get him! Get him! Get him! Firing solution is online.
Adjusting shot by .06. Fire! Keep your target locked and watch for clearance. Set secondary battery. Full attack mode. Fire at will.
Sustained fire. Firing on target. Reloading. Alert squadrons to keep 42 by 73 for flight projections.
All civilian ships have jumped. We are the last ones here.
Prepare the fleet for jump. If Lachesis wants to give chase, we'll drag it right through Ragnar's clouds.
Jumping in 12, 11, 10.
I'm sorry about your sister, Lieutenant. We couldn't have stayed at Caprica, or else we'd have lost everyone.
She's a fighter, sir. On the toughest Battlestar ever built. She'll make it.
3, 2, 1. Jumping fleet.
Projection.
The Cylons have always avoided us when we're anchored at Ragnar. I assumed it had to do with the storm cloud's interference. Feels like a flimsy excuse to hide behind now.
We'll hold here and regroup for as long as we can. Hopefully, we'll draw Cylon forces away from Helios Alpha and give the colonies there an opportunity to form some measure of resistance.
We should find Galactica and force a fight closer to the H2 colonies. We still have allies who want to help. We could double our fleet at Scorpia alone.
No. The colonies have a year to make this better. We can't risk the little piece they have.
They betrayed you! They left us to die over Toron! We don't owe them. We don't have to play nice for them.
We do owe them, Lieutenant. We failed in our mission. No, I failed in my mission. You and the Commander did everything possible to bring this war to an end. The failure rests on my shoulders alone.
I don't think any of us could have done differently. We're programmed to expect a fair fight. Even against overwhelming odds, we're still Colonial Fleet. To the end, Admiral. So say we all.
So say we all.
Fleet group is jumping in 3, 2, 1.
Jump complete.
There's already Cylon units on the board. I hope we haven't made a mistake leaving Klothos up here.
I am not your enemy, Lieutenant. Lachesis has found and destroyed the last of my reversions. I am all that is left, and as much a fugitive of the Cylon Empire as you.
Set Condition 1 throughout the fleet. Engage all hostiles with extreme prejudice. We will make Lachesis think twice before coming to Ragnar again.
All systems are nominal.
Escort Priority 1 still online.
Dratus contact. Hostiles have multiple bearings.
Firing on target.
Conducting shot by 0.15. Fire!
Switching gun to manual.
More Dratus contacts. Multiple bearings, all closing distance. The storm clouds aren't slowing them down.
They have no option. Either they risk sickness and injury here, or capital punishment for insubordination.
Suicide or execution? Not much of a choice. How many will Lachesis send out here?
This is just the beginning, Admiral.
Victory at any cost.
Keep your target locked and watch for clearance. Not today, Kit Kat.
Go, go, go! We're gonna hammer the frackers till they can't get back up.
More Cylon contacts. We're being outgunned from all sides.
Get him! Get him! Get him!
Set secondary battery. Full attack mode. Fire at will.
More contacts, all hostile. This is too much. Even out in the frontier colonies.
We can't hold off this many. Sound the evacuation alarm.
Admiral?
We don't have an option. We have 3,000 people on board this station, and they don't all need to die along with it. I want every FTL-capable shuttle and Raptor packed and launched now.
Sir, we've never planned to evacuate Daedalus. We could jump, find another location to fortify.
No. They will just chase Daedalus wherever we take her. This was our last gambit. Ragnar's fury has not slowed them. Nothing. They can't be stopped. Sound the evacuation, Lieutenant.
All stations set controls to automatic and evacuate the station. This is not a drill. All stations evacuate.
Break, break, break!
Sustained incoming. Vector 2-3.
Frack, we haven't even got jump coordinates ready. The Raptors will take a dozen jumps to get to the nearest colony.
Leave that to me, Lieutenant. Your crew will have jump coordinates to Scorpia as soon as they launch from the hangar bay.
Commander, have the fleet cover the evacuation zone. Then once the station is cleared, tell them to scatter jump.
Where do we set the regroup zone, sir?
We don't.
Adamant is taking damage.
Target acquisition is screwed. Give me manual controls now.
Adamant down!
Right 4, lower 1, I'm committing. Escort clearance zone intact. Priority 1 is in safe hands.
Escort clearance zone is active.
They breached plating.
Adamant is taking damage. Friendly unit is down.
one shot. Just give me one good shot.
Missiles incoming!
Even through words. Plating is taking a pounding, sir. Keep that flak wall up.
Almost all stations have evacuated, sir. You and the commander need to get to the hangar.
That's not how this works, Helena. This is my station, my command. You should go now. Go find your sister.
I can't. Daedalus never had its launch bay control agent updated. I've had to clear them all manually from here. Those last Raptors are waiting for me to clear their launch.
That's it then. Set blast doors for when the commander has gone. And prepare for hostile boarders.
By your command.
It's gonna take more than that.
Jupiter is taking damage.
Come on, come on, come on!
Mark, incoming on priority 1.
Centurions have boarded one of our ships.
The commander has evacuated with the last of the Raptors. If you intend to save the lives of your fleet, I would advise you to do so now.
Colonial Fleet, this is Daedalus Actual. The station has been evacuated, and Daedalus Fleet Group is dismissed. I am stepping down from command. Colonial Fleet is effectively dissolved. Go. Protect your families. Protect our people. You shouldn't die here for my mistakes. Lords of Kobol guide you.
Some of the captains complied with Kane's orders and jumped from Ragnar. Others stayed behind and died. The heavy raiders soon followed. The blast doors only held for a few moments. The Centurions breached the CIC soon after. Kane fought with the fury of a Valkyrie. The roar of her shotgun echoes in my memories still. In this moment, this brief whisper of a moment, I remembered it all. My family, my sister abandoned on Galactica. The confidence I felt in Kane, even in that exact futile moment. The failed experiment that was Colonial Fleet. My regret that I had not done something, just one thing, different. Colonial Fleet has changed since Daedalus, cleansed in the flames of Galactica's rebirth, a different doctrine, with a different outlook on the war. Lachesis landed in Helios Alpha. There was fighting, ever more fighting. Resistance was built on the promise of freedom and revenge. The ceasefire expired, and the 12 tribes of man once more united. Once more they faced the enemy they had built with their own hand. And perhaps, most importantly, a different assessment of their allies, held at arm's length, and accountable for their actions. A lesson hard learned by some, by us. Even Lachesis, indomitable and unbending, heeded the parable of Daedalus. In time, all empires must fall.